What's up, YouTube and wrestling fans? This your boy, Big Boy Snatch on TV, aka What Kind of Snatch You Want, because I got plenty to go around. This is my WWE NXT review on highlights. Mariah has arrived and debuted on NXT. That's the title of the thumbnail. So make sure you guys please watch the video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content where I give you guys the full review, not the after my review. Um, Follow my social media down below in the description. And thank you guys so much for coming out to my 3-hour live stream for my WWE NXT watching on live and reaction. That was a good live stream, man. And shout out to everybody that came to my live stream. All right, without further ado, let's get started. Now, WWE NXT was a good show, and I give it a 9.5 out of 10. The highlight of the night was Mariah May arrival on NXT. That was the highlight of the night right there, in my opinion. All right, because I know everybody on Twitter and TikTok is going crazy. It says here's a place to check out. I'm sorry, here's a place to check results and comments along with the newest episode of WWE NXT airing live on Tuesday night on in the 8 p.m. Eastern time slot on CW. Advertised for tonight is the last stop before the World Collides event featuring some top NXT talent working the show. Meanwhile, Trick Williams will put the TNA World Heavyweight Champion TNA Champion on the line for the very first time against the man who calls himself the face of the promotion, Mike Santana. Plus, Miles Bourne tries to break free of the No Corner Cash crew when he squares up against Charlie Dempsey in a rounds match and more. Come right back here at 8 p.m. Eastern Time when the NXT Live blog kicks off once the show starts on CW. A running record of everything that happens will be below this line here. Enjoy the show. Don't want no one night stand. I don't need no helping hand. You ain't coming around to drink my booze. My booze. No, you won't get my money. You lent the stuff that pays my rent. Just click around cause I law vlog this here pro wrestling show for you folks. Alright, let's move on. The show opens with a recap of our dumb dumb true tumultuous show last week and its title change has extorted happenings. The standard montage of talent arriving at the arena follows. Laredo Kid and Giovanni Evans are in the ring, microphone in hand. All Eagle Ethan Page makes his entrance and cuts his music and says, "This whole summit thing is a farce." For starters, Raven is stuck on a plane and isn't going to be here tonight. For the second, the champion should be celebrating his victory and tap dancing on the memory of Ricky Saints, but instead he has to deal with the two of them. And then on Saturday, he has to defend the Fatal Four Way, and then Ava Rain has already set up another title match with some Evolved Kid, Sean Legacy. And the worst part is he didn't agree to any of it. Ricky Saints did. Laredo Kid tells him to stop complaining and get some Huvos. Giovanni Evans says maybe instead of sticking his nose in Ethan Page's business, maybe he should stick his foot in his you know what. But instead, he's just gonna win the title on Saturday. All right, it says right here. All Ego Ethan Page says he had enough and turns to leave. Enter Sean Legacy. He says he got next and he loved to challenge Lorenzo Kid and he knows he and Giovanni Evans will be doing this thing for a long time. But he's gonna love kicking Ethan Page, you know what, after he becomes the first WWE Evolved Man champion. Enter the Venti Project, which is Swipe Right, hanging out with a kid named Jackson Drake. Um, they say, they say they got Ethan's back, and a brawl breaks out, which is I already called it straight down the middle when I went live for it on YouTube. Chaos regains, security swarms, and we go to commercial break. No, let them fight. That's all I gotta say. Just let them fight. All right. Back from commercial, AAA Mega Champion El Hydro del Requino is showing in the crowd. So we get Chase U, Andre Chase, Kelly Dixon, and Euro Connors versus Dark State, Color James, Deion Lennox, and Oshris Griffin. This was a squash tag team match. And I already been knew that Dark State was going to squash Chase University. I recalled it straight down the middle that Dark State was going to win. And I was right. James and Connors to start after a little bit of Dark State shenanigans as to which three of them will be competing tag to Deion Lennox. Gura gets away and drags Deion Lennox, Deion, which is Dixon and Cal and hot, but not enough. But both not enough. Both men go for a clothesline and ends up wipe out on the mat. On the mat, Chase U takes charge briefly, but Archer's Griffin double suplexes them to get Cal Dixon on the wrong side of town. It says the winner of the match, Dark State. The winner, Dark State wins by pinfall with a tossing triple powerbomb on Kel Dixon. That was a squash tag team match. Backstage, Sean Legacy, Laredo Kid, and Juwan Evans chat with Ava Rain, complaining about Venti Project helping All Ego out. All right, she books an Atomicos match and tells them to go find a partner. And conventionally, a partner arrives in the form of Dragon Lee, one half of the LWO. All right, Trick Williams is interviewed backstage. He says tonight is the biggest match of Mike Santana's career, and he may be the standard of TNA, but the standard has changed, and now he calls the shots. Tina has been looking for the one who can take them to the next level. And you know what? And Trick Williams, Trick Trickna is the best for TNA. And tonight the title stays with him. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, we get footage from earlier in the week of Tyra May still holding court in the locker room, and Adrian Ariana Grace steps up to her and questions if her medals are even gold and says she should talk about herself less. She leaves and steals. Tara May still says she find her first opponent. All right, so we get the next match. So we get Charlie Dempsey versus Miles Bourne rounds match. If Miles Bourne wins, he gets to leave No Corner Catch Crew. All right, so round one. This round one was god awful. Circling, feeling out, collar and elbow side, headlock short of shoulder block, stalemate, arm wringer to an arm drag before from Miles Bourne. Head sisters counter, kip up, escapes, top wrist lock applies, and Charlie Dempsey bridges his way out of it only to get caught right back in the hold. Charlie Dempsey counters into a head scissors, counters in a scissors armbar, and then a short arm scissors. Miles Bourne with a deadlift counter, and that gives him that gives away to trading pin pre champions. All right. Small package in the last second, reverse, no deal. Sit down, Rana pin. Bourne gets him. Miles Bourne earns the first fall by pinfall with a Corona pin, going up 1-0. That was a awful round one. Now round two. This was this round two. I did not really care. Back from commercial, round joined the progress. Final seconds, grappling, and the countdown timer ticks. As the bell rings, Charlie Dempsey lays a cheap shot in. That was round two was god awful as well. Round three, Charlie Dempsey and Charlie Dempsey charges in, but Miles Bourne cuts him off with uppercuts, whips, reverse, Rega Regaplex connects. Charlie Dempsey earns the second fall by pinfall with a Regaplex even things up tied up 1-1. So Miles Bourne has one and Charlie Dempsey has one. Round three was just terrible. Now round four, this was way better than round one, round two, and round three. Round four was way better. All right, Charlie Dempsey right in at the bell. Uppercut knees to the ribs. Octopus hold applies, but Miles Barnes stands up in it. Charlie Dempsey slides off and kicks to the ribs. Miles Barnes with a back body drop and then right hands off the ropes. A series of lariats, Olympic slam cover for two. Trading pinning predicaments again. No fall. Big drop kick right on the button. Miles Barnes did it. It's over. Miles Moore wins, earning the third and final fall by pinfall with a drop kick, 2-1, and earning the right to leave No Corner Cash Crew. So No Corner Cash Crew. So Miles Moore leaves No Corner Cash Crew. But here's the thing: why is Tavion Hines and Winston Clare was fighting over a bucket? That's like that's like two people fighting over a cookie in high school. But you got Tavion Hines and Winston Clare fighting over a bucket. That's ridiculous. But it is what it is. But that match itself, it was just solid. Post match, Miles Bourne offers a handshake, but Charlie Dempsey isn't having it. So I guess that the reason why is Miles Bourne is way better than Charlie Dempsey because Charlie Dempsey is jealous of Miles Bourne. That's the reason why. All right, let me move on. It says the Colon are backstage with Sean Spears giving them a pep talk. Easy Dan rolls up and wows Brooke Jensen with a chair. They complain that they got a match tonight. She says she got it moved to next week, and Jensen never been full commitment to the cause. Sean Spears admits she's right, and they leave Brooke Jensen land as we go to commercial break. Ariana Grace versus Tyra May Steele. This was a squash match, but I'm glad Tyra May Steele won, and I called it straight down the middle. Tyra May Steele catches a kick, kill trip. Matt grappling counters a head scissors into an inverted gator roll. Pick the leg. Ariana Grace gets the ropes for the break. Waistlock counters to the front. Chancery Tyra May Steele counters with a Northern Lights suplex. Ariana Grace with kicks in the corner. Disdainful slap. Tara May still is game to play and drop her with a series of layers. Fireman's Kerry Thompson added to adjustment waistline. Tara May still wins by pinfall with a bridging German suplex. That was a squash match as well too, but I'm glad that Tara May still won. All right. Back from commercial break, Mike Santana is interviewed backstage. He says he should take a moment to let it sink in that he's main eventing an NXT show for TNA World Heavyweight Championship, but he enjoys his moment after he won. He calls Trickner a pretender who only fights for himself and says that he fights for everyone who ever fought for TNA and for every Puerto, Puerto Rican, and most important for his baby girl, that he promised he's coming home a champion. Alright. He knows how Trigna is, but tonight he's only gonna gotta be 3 seconds better. Fatal Influence make their entrance, and Jessie Jane gets on the mic. She tells the crowd not to bother not to bother supporting her now after the lack of support for years and the expressions on their faces last week says it all. The most fickle fans in wrestling jaw slack. They can't believe it. But she wasn't shocked for a moment. She says she has been underestimated for years. While she put in the work, got better, and stays ready. For those of you who don't know, she and Fallen Hanley started in this business together, and she likes a sister to her, and that's why after a very very long conversation, they decided it's time to run the play for the slap hard around the world. Leonard, Leonard Red, Leonard Red jumps the barricade and mic in hand. She says last week Jessie Jane proved anything can happen by beating Stephanie Mercury, and she was gonna wait her turn, but Jessie Jane is obviously the most beatable champion of all time. Enter Lola Vice. She says it's time to bring the title home to the advice. Entering the Juggernaut Jordan Grace. She said she came here with a plan, but since anything can happen, anything she thought she knew about wrestling is clearly wrong. Entering Jada Parker, she says Juggernaut Jordan Grace had her chance, and she's the baddest you know what in the place, and that's why it's the title. Entering Keelani Jordan, she says she's beaten Jessie Jane and she never had a chance at the title. Enter Last Legend. She tells Keelani Jordan to zip it and says she sees a whole bunch of women who already had their turn. Thea Hell jumps on the barricade and kicks off a big old brawl. The lights go out. This was my favorite part. This was my favorite highlight of the night right here, during this segment. A spotlight comes up. Mariah May is on the balcony with the light shining on her. She says the best women's division in the world just got a lot more glamorous, but pretendingly doesn't introduce herself, and commentary doesn't give a name. So she's gonna end up being Mariah Maynard, Mar Mar Marlboro, or some such nonsense. It's Mariah May. Anyways, anyway that takes us to commercial break. That was my favorite highlight of the night. And Jessie Jane, count your days because Mariah May is coming for your NXT Women's Champion. And that's all I gotta say. I can see Mariah May. I can see Mariah May beating Jessie Jane for the NXT Women's Champion because Jessie Jane has been champion for 365 days. Can you imagine Jessie Jane drops the title to Mariah May? Bro, oh my god! And I'm going to call it straight down the middle that Mariah May is going to beat Jessie Jane for the NXT Women's Champion. I'm going to call it straight down the middle because you know it's up. It's up. That was my favorite highlight tonight. Mariah May has arrived on NXT, and the crowd went crazy. It's already up on. It's already up trending on Twitter, and they're gonna talk about it on TikTok. It's up. I can definitely see that. It's up. All right, but I'm glad to see Mariah May on NXT. Back from commercial, Stevie Turner is holding count, holding court in the locker room with the WWE Evolve Women's roster and talks about what it's going to be like when they get called up. Um, it says we informed that Ricky Sainz has a con concussion on his larynx. Ethan Page is backstage with Vanny Project saying just like he took Ricky Saint's voice tonight, tonight they're gonna take Laredo Kid and Dragon Lee's mask. When Ricky Saints come back, Ricky Saints is gonna go after Ethan Page. Ricky Saints gonna get his get back for what he did to Ricky Saints. All right, Mr. Aguina, Air Airstro Star, and Octagon Jr. are shown in the crowd. I did not know Mr. Aguana and as a hand puppet Aguana, and he is now my favorite. All right, let's move on. So we get an 8-man tag team match. Dragon Lee, Giovanni Evans, Laredo Kid, and Sean Legacy versus All Eagle, Ethan Page, and the Venti Project, Brad Baylor, Justin Drake, and Ricky Smokes. This was a fun 8-man tag team match. This was fun. Drake and Kid to start collar and elbow out of it. Side headlock from Jackson, shot off, shoulder block. Drop down springboard, Tajira's kick to the gut. Tag to Dragon Lee. Big chop. Big chops to Drake off the ropes. Leapfrog into a front kick into a elbow, and the luchador start a super kick party for 2. Whip to the corner, back body drop, slingshot splash, gets Dragon Lee a near fall. Corner kick, slingshot kick, Dragon Lee pulls Drake in. Alright. Fireman's carry, he slips out at tags Smokes in. Tag to Giovanni Evans, Ricky with a shot. Giovanni Evans with an Iberian press, with the Aberrant press, and they tag to Shawn Legacy standing moonsault for two. Uh, back into the ring, back into the corner. Smokes gets the referee distracted, and his teammates beat on Shawn Legacy's. All Ego Ethan Page denies Shawn Legacy cleared the ring of the ropes. Big dive on swipe right. Giovanni was past Jackson to the floor. Stereo planches with Dragon Lee blind tag to Laredo and there somewhere off the ropes, but all Ego Ethan Page bowls him over with the tan shaman, and we goes to commercial break. All right, it says back from commercial break. Yeah, back from commercial break. Dre gets a near fall on Giovanni Evans. Stone both his hands. Giovanni Evans fires a chop off. Jackson with a jawbreaker and a series strikes ending in a leg sweep, standing shooting star press into reverse chinlock. Ethan Page tags in. Giovanni Evans nails him with a super kick. Tags made. Dragon Lee is in Dragon Lee in hot on Smoke. Super kick in the corner. Big hesitation. Hesitation. Drop kick connects. Liger bomb denied by Baylor. Kid drop kicks him in a drop kicks him to the floor and dies. Crash and burn Brad back inside. Liger bomb connects this time, but All Eagle Eat the Pace breaks it up with the drop kick. Tag to Shawn Legacy. He gets overwhelmed. Ethan Page problem slams him. Everybody breaks it up. Big toe Congaro from Giovanni Ellis. Kid avenges his bad landing with an outside moonsault. Shawn Legacy and Ethan Page trade right hands in the middle of the ring. Dragley and Baylor fighting to the turnbuckles. Trio of Woe double stump hooking him. The winner of the match, Dragon Lee, Giovanni was Laredo Kid, and Shawn Legacy win by pinfall with the Operation Dragon Operation Dragon from Operation Dragon Lee from Dragon from Lee on Brad Baylor. This was a fun 8-man tag team match. We see Trick Williams and Mike Santana warming up separately backstage to send us to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Oba Femi is backstage with Robert Stone and Stevie Turner waiting for his contract signing with Jasper Choi. Jasper Choi rolls up and asks how it feels for the champ to be looking up at his opponent for once. Oba Femi says the results will be the same and signs the contract. So Ruka and Zaria are backstage walking when they run into Tatum Paxley skulking on a road case with a naked doll. They remain her. They remind her they're there for her if she needs help. Easy Dame rolls up. Yeah. It says what was it? It says Easy Dame. I just lost. It says Easy Dane rolls up to say she should purge anyone she can trust. Tony D'Angelo is backstage with Luca Corsino rolls up to talk to him. The Don tells him to get to the point, and Luca says he set up something to prove that he's still loyal and that he got them a tag team match against High Rise since that's paid them off to attack Tony. He figures it's time to get revenge. Tony gets mad at him for going off and doing it without his approval, and Luca says they're not really a family anymore. Mike Santana makes his entrance, passing Elijah in the crowd to send us to commercial break. All right, so we get the main event of the evening. Mike Santana versus Trick Williams, aka Trickina, for the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. This was a good main event. Yeah, good main event for what it was. Um, yeah, it said this was a good main event. I ain't gonna lie, it was a good main event. Santana, Mike Santana with a side headlock, shot off leaping. I'm sorry. Mike Santana with a side headlock, shot off, leapfrog, whip reverse, Trick Williams with a mat slam and a hard slap to the jaw. Mike Santana smiles, stampedes him into the corner, right and left light the champion up, and he returns to slap from earlier. Back suplex, back suplex, face buster, cover for a 2 count. Neck breaker from Trick Williams, cover for 2. Firing off boots. Mike Santana blocks 1. Big chops ducks a Larry leapfrog drop kick takes Trick Williams off his feet and to the floor. Trick Williams goes to take a walk, but Mike Santana cuts him down with a toe Kongoro, and we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, um, back from commercial break, back and forth. Trick Williams kick Santana Mike Santana kicks out. Fire up super kick right on the button. Flash kick from the mat gets an insecurity. Body body blow into an uppercut, but Mike Santana spikes the champion with a Death Valley driver, and both men are down. Mike Santana throwing haymakers, corkscrew uppercut. Trick Williams floats over a back row, and Mike Santana lands an ace crusher for the near fall. Up top 450 splash. Trick Willie barely gets a fingertip on the ropes to force the rope break. Mike Santana sloths in disbelief. Um, uh, sloths in disbelief. He revolved Harden and he revolved hardest and he calls for it, but Trick Ones bails out of the ring. He confronts Elijah and smashes his guitar on the steel steps, trying to provoke a disqualification. Casey Navarre puts Mike Santana out of the ring, and AJ Francis slam him. They put him back inside. Trick shot to the back of the head, charging in. The winner of the match, Trick Williams wins by pinfall with Trick Shots retaining the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. This was a good main event match right here, and WWE NXT goes off the air. All right, yeah, WWE NXT goes off the air. All right, and let me give my opinion. Let me give my own opinion what I think about WWE NXT. Now, WWE NXT was a good show, and I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Because you know why I give it a 9.5 out of 10? Because Mariah May has arrived on NXT, and Mariah May has arrived and debut on NXT. That was the highlight of the night when Mariah May arrives in NXT and debut. Arriving arrived in arrived and debut on NXT. That was the highlight of the night of Mariah May. Now I believe that Mariah May is going to take the NXT Women's Championship off of Jessie Jane because Jessie Jane has been NXT Women's Champion for 365 days, and that's all I gotta say. So Jessie Jane, your time is up when Mariah May takes the NXT Women's Championship off of you. Um, um, so yeah, Jessie Jane is going to drop the NXT Women's Champion to Mariah May. Watch I tell you, because Jessie Jane has been NXT Women's Champion over 365 days. Because I know how to keep count. But when I saw Mariah May arrive on NXT, it's up. It's up. Everybody's talking about it on TikTok and everybody's talking about it on Twitter. Because I see them tweets on Twitter. So, and yeah, man, that's just my opinion. Mariah May is going to take the NXT Women's Championship off of Jessie Jane, and that's all I gotta say. But anyway, I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to my WWE NXT review and highlights. Mariah May has arrived and debut on Mariah May arrived and debut on NXT. That's all I gotta say. That's the title of the thumbnail. But anyway, I will make a YouTube short video of me showing you guys the thumbnail twice in the video by itself. So make sure you guys please for watch that video, watch my YouTube short video, run my videos, run my playlist, and that's all I gotta say. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow for my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And I'll see you guys this Saturday for WWE Collide review and highlights. And I also see you guys Saturday for WWE Money in the Bank review and highlights. So I got you guys on Saturday for that. All right, have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And thank you guys so much for coming out to my 3-hour live stream for my WWE NXT Watch Along live and reaction. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to everybody in the chat that came to my live stream for 3 hours. Stay too sweet, and I'm out of here. Gang. And I will see you guys in my upcoming world premiere for my WWE NXT review on Highlights at 4 o'clock a.m. on YouTube. Stay too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang.